Good evening, ladies. Welcome to our fourth masterclass for the Aspiring Entrepreneurs Program. And our facilitator for today, you all know him. We've sent you his profile. He is a senior manager with Lafarge Holcim, and he's responsible for pricing and market insights. When it comes to data, pricing, revenue, he's the only guru I know. And he's very good at his job. And when yeah, even though I can hear you well, yeah. Okay. So I think let's just get into it whilst I try to fix my technical challenges. So Wale, over to you. Thank you for honoring our invite, and thank you for showing up today.
Thank you for having me, Shay. Good evening to everyone. I learned we are from different time zones. I'm in Nigeria, so it's 2 minutes past 6 in Nigeria now. Can you all hear me? Can you please signify? Say yeah if you can hear me. Okay, fantastic. I don't. A mail has been sent on who I am, but I'm so happy to join you ladies this evening to share my own little experience and gain some knowledge from you too while trying to do what I have here to do. We're going to talk about how to do business profitably. I want to make this interactive. I don't know if the platform owner will be able to unmute some people to talk in the midst. So,
they can send messages via chat.
Okay, that's fine. I can read too. Okay, so when she invited me and I accepted, I was looking for opportunity to learn from the entrepreneurs. I've been an entrepreneur in the past, so I know what it is to start a business, to run a business before I cross to the other side of the world. So I used to own fish farm. I used to run a poultry. I used to do importation and selling shoes, lady clothes in the past. So I have idea of what challenges each and every one of us are going through in our space. So I'm going to share a slide. So we'll run through the slide. We'll talk through the slides as well. I don't want it to be boring.
Okay, so you can share your slides now.
Okay. Can you all see my slides?
Yes, we can.
Okay, fantastic. So
just put it in presentation mode.
Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. So we are talking about doing business profitably. So we're talking through revenue, which is what you call your income. We're talking through your costs, what you spend to arrive at the profits. You understand? So, and I want to make it practical. So let me start with this story. I used to have a tailor that sewed my shirt, office shirt for me. So one of those days I was at his shop and I asked him, I said, Michael, how much do you make when you sew a shirt for me? And the guy said 8,000. And I said, what is the maximum number of shirts you can sew in a month? Because he works alone. And he said 40. And I said, Michael, you can never be a millionaire in a year. And the guy was wondering why I said that. I said, you make 40 shirts maximum in a month, and you make 1,000 as your own gain after making the shirt, deducting your costs and all that. And you can only sew 40 per month. That means you get 40,000 naira as your total income at the end of the month. And if you multiply that by 12, you can only finish the year with 480,000 naira. That is assuming he's never going to spend out of what he gets at the end of the month. And the guy was like, he doesn't understand. I should explain. So I asked him to bring a pen and paper. And I narrated my story in a context he could understand. So to cut the long story short, he asked me what he could do. And I said, you need to expand the number of your output. Instead of making 40 shirts, can you go as high as 100 shirts in a month? So you get as high as 100,000 as your own income in a month. Then when you multiply 100,000 for 12 months, you get 1.2 million. And he said it's possible that you need to employ tailors and do all that, buy extra machines and all that. And I said, yes, it's possible. So can we start? So we started. The first 4 months, yes, because he needed to pay extra tailors, he needed to fix extra machines. We actually didn't eat the 100,000 projected, but we were close to what we were. By the 6th month, he was actually eating 100,000. He was doing 100 shirts, and by the 7th month, he was doing more than 100 shirts. He was able to stretch his tailors to do more than targets, and he paid them extra. So by the 8th month, I got 5 free shirts from him for the expo I gave to him. So that's because I was able to show him from his own revenue, from his cost profile, to be able to arrive at a tangible profit. So let me cut the story short. So for this evening, these are the things we are going to take home as a learning point. I will show us how we can understand the basic demand and supply, because for me, if you don't understand the market context, what is the demand in your market, how much of supply do we have? Do you really have a gap to fill in that market? You don't have a business. So I will show you the connection between marketing. I'm sure we've done a bit of marketing with about 2 facilitators now, right?
Yes, we
Yeah,
have.
was one that came to do on social marketing, and the first facilitator, the second facilitator was an experienced marketing guru that I know very well. I'm sure he has dealt so much about marketing. I'm showing you an intersection between marketing and finance and how it relates to you getting, managing your revenue, achieving profits. I will delve much, a little bit into finance equation. Yeah, I'm sure some of us, when we were writing our business plan, you would have heard about the 4 financial books that you need to have when doing business. We talked a little bit about that. And there's one of those books you were told in accounting class or in finance for non-financial managers. One of those books is essential for this exercise we're going to have here. And we talk on my own field, pricing, because without pricing, you can never have a revenue. Without price, there can never be a revenue. So I will show you how these interconnect with demand and supply, with your finances, and how you arrive at your profits. So I've told you the story of Michael, my tailor, and how Michael was able to solve his profitability issues and build a revenue management plan for himself, and how he's able to achieve it. So in every business, there are what we call building blocks of that business. And the building blocks of business, it starts from you. You have your product or service that you want to render. And this product comes with the price you want to charge for this product. There's a volume you always have when you go and procure. Or for your service, you have a training center, you know you have 10 seats in your training center. That is the volume you can accommodate. Then what is the frequency that you're able to utilize your training center in a month? The satisfaction you give to people coming to your training center, that is a part of the building block. Then it moves to your customer. For a customer to come to you, they're actually looking for all those things you have. You must have the right price. You must have the volume they're expecting from you. They must be able to derive the satisfaction they want from your product or from your service. So those are the customer. And your customer comes from the target market. So you have a potential market and you have a target market. We'll talk about that in the subsequent slide. Your customer can be a new customer you're trying to win across, who will look at the product you have on offer compared to your competition and say, oh, your price is affordable for me. Oh, you have the volume I'm trying to get. Oh, you can satisfy my frequency of purchase, and the satisfaction is there for me. Every customer will pay a price for a satisfaction they are sure of getting from your product. So then if you have been in business for some time, there are some customers that cannot do without you. They are your loyal customers. There's some customers who have tested you before, and because of one or two things you've done wrong, they went away. So you need to win them back. They are returning customer. And there's some customer of your competition that you need to win to your side. Those are the switching customer. Some people will come based on referrals. So let me go faster. So the third block you're looking for is the equity of your business. You have been able to create a product and a service that meets the needs of the people, and the customer are happy with you. So having the two connecting, you're trying to build an equity, a brand, an equity that is a top of mind. Each time I want to make a shirt, Michael comes to mind because Michael offers me the right design, a bespoke shirt that fits me, there is no oversize, and is able to deliver as and when I want. He has the choice of fabrics I want. He sews the fabric that when people see on me, they ask me, where did you get this shirt from? You understand? So Michael becomes the top of mind for me. And the perception I have about Michael is top notch. You understand? So Michael's equity with me as a customer is huge. So if you compare Michael to a Thomas Pink or to use and Curtis, to me, I would say Michael's equity is higher than them. That's to me, that's my perception about the brand Michael. So these are the building blocks of every business. As you are coming into business, you have the right products and services. You have the set of customers that are able to afford what you are offering, and you are building a brand along the line. Am I right? Yeah, so let's proceed. Now let's come into each of the blocks one by one. Like I said, you have your products and you're looking into a market to service. Actually, the whole of Nigeria is a market for a potential tailor. Yes or no? Yes. But can I really serve the entire population of Nigeria? No. Then you start coming to a potential market. So potential market for a shirt maker now is, or who makes a male shirt is, potential market is everybody in that population who have interest of buying shirts. So all male within the population of Nigeria who wears shirts is a potential market. Will I be able to have the capacity to serve potential 55% of 200 million? No. So I need to define an available market. So the available market are the guys who can afford 5,000 naira per shirt. Those are the available markets for me. So for you in your businesses, you need to start trickling down, from the population to the potential market. You're a makeup artist. Yes, every potential lady of female of age 15 and above who can afford to pay for a makeup service are your market. But can you service somebody in Sokoto, Kwara, Namoda, the extreme end of Nigeria, and another one in Port Harcourt at the extreme south, and another one in Lagos, extreme end of the western Nigeria at the same time? No. So you need to define the geography. So that takes us back to the qualified available market. I reside in Lagos. Is that really my audience? Can I service the ends of Lagos? We'll still come to why you can service all the ends, but let's trickle this down. So I'll picture it down to, okay, Lagos is my market. Let's assume Lagos is my market now. So that is my target market. And I already established I want to make shirts for all the corporate male in Lagos. That's my target market. So now, can I check through that market? Are these guys really underserved or overserved? Do we have enough shirts in market that are affordable to this target market? So if I look to the Nigerian space, where people want to pick shirts today, there are different brands of shirts. I mentioned Thomas Pink, I mentioned Hughes and Curtis. The last time I bought Hughes and Curtis, Thomas Pink and Hughes and Curtis then used to be £300-400 in those days. I don't know what the price is now. I've moved on because I couldn't afford again. So how many people can buy Hughes and Curtis? You need to check from that population. There is a rough way of checking. We'll come to how to do that. So you zero down to the penetrated markets. Okay, people that work in the corporate world are the people you want to make shirts for, because affordability can be a problem. Then not everybody there can afford a 5,000 naira worth of shirts. For those people out of Nigeria, please disregard the currency I'm mentioning. Just assume 5,000 as a unit of currency in your country. So how many people can afford that unit of currency? You understand? So within the penetrated market now, I've established that penetrated market to be, all the male who works in the corporate world. So you have some people who work in the corporate world that are entry level. So if 5,000 naira could be like 10% of their income monthly, would they be able to buy the shirt? So you start coming down to find out, okay, they cannot pick up my shirt. Some people are within that market that still unable to buy that shirt. So that start informing you on the proposition you are coming to market with. If you come with a 5,000 market, there can be affordability problem. So that is what you are able to do, understanding the market. So do you want to make shirts for all available male in the market? That is a question you need to ask yourself. You cannot. So you want to make shirts from the middle to high level who can afford 5,000 naira per shirt. So you should be able to do that estimation or the analysis on your own. Or you want to do makeup for every female from age 15 and above in Lagos. So a 15-year-old girl will not be able to afford, say, for a makeup session, a 3,000 naira. So what are you going to charge? You must be able to come with this analysis. Understanding the market, I'm trying to put this in context here. So I'm making an example from a dairy market. You want to supply dairy products into a market, corporate office, pick an office. You find out a particular office have 100 people in the office. So the current supplier to that market is only able to supply 35 people of that market. So the penetrated market is that office now that has 100 people, and the current supply is able only to supply for 35 people. That in its own is showing you that 65% of the people in that market that are not yet served. That is showing you within the target market that you can still come in. There is an opportunity for you to come into that market in context. But most times, all of us try to feign or pretend we cannot establish what our market is. Usually, so this is the kind of question I get from entrepreneurs. I know, how do I do my market sizing? So like I said, you see where I started from. I started from the population of the country down to the population of the state, down to the male population, down to, I'm picking a segment of the market. So that's the same way. If you are in Ikoyi in Lagos, Ikoyi can be your target market. So are you sure everybody in Ikoyi is already served? So you need to find out that. You can commission a research. Sometimes desk researches can work. You go on Google, you have some chamber of commerces that already have market sizing already. So for you to start as a startup and in building your business plan, I'm sure these are part of the inputs you already established. So I don't need to delve more into this. And that's why I said market research, primary or secondary or surveys can help you. You can do survey on Twitter today and find out, how much are you willing to pay for this? Would you want an home service for certain services? You understand? So that gives you an idea if there is actual opportunity for you to sell. Then you can go further to ask the second question. Will you be willing to buy at this rate? Or do you want your product or the service to be packaged in this form? You know, that's understanding the market. Let's go further. For every business, you're in business to make money. There is nobody in business not to make money. Just put that at the back of your mind. You're in business to make money. And for you to make money, there's some fundamentals that drive your businesses, which you must always assess yourself with. We call it the drivers of business performance. I need to increase my sales. I need to increase my profitability, which is the main point of discussion here. So for you to increase sales, there are two ways that you can use to increase sales. I call it the lateral and the vertical way. Is either you expand your geography or you increase the number of customers. Expand your geography. If you service Ikoyi in Lagos today, can you expand your geography to cover Surulere? That means you have 2 locations to serve. That is expand market. So you can increase your sale by expanding your market. Or you increase what you sell in Ikoyi. If you have been supplying 100 units in Ikoyi, can you increase that unit to 150 units? That is, you can increase your sales. So when you expand new market, what are you getting? You are getting new users, you are increasing the frequency of use. You can expand your market by launching new product as well. You understand? So when you do sales increase, intuitively, you're telling yourself you want to increase your revenue. Yes. You increase your market share, you move from 100 units to 150 units. You are increasing your revenue because if you are selling at $1 and you sell 100 units, $100 is your total income before. Now you move to 150 units. That means you are going to get 150 units. But it doesn't come like that because there are ancillary costs for you to expand your geography and for you to increase your market share. So cost is a consideration in between it. So you have increased your sales. Another driver that comes to mind is I must drive my profits. How do I drive my profits? So we're in a time in Nigeria now that a lot of startups or small scale businesses have been all over the world, not even in Nigeria, are in a trying times now. But it's also a time that some people are smiling to the bank. When they check their sales every day, they smile because they've been able to evolve through the situation. So increasing profits, there are two levers, major levers that people look up to. I increase my margin or I reduce my costs. We'll delve into these in subsequent slides. So as a small business or a startup, put it at the back of your mind. You're in business to make money. You don't have business in business if you are not here to make money. So let me, except you are in social enterprise. The way social enterprises are set up today too, they're supposed to be sustainable. You understand? You must be able to generate income to run your expenses. So everybody is in business to make money. You increase your margin. Can I increase my price? Almost everybody has increased the price of what I consume today. Can I increase the value I had to my customers? So when people come for training, they only come and they listen to the facilitator. Can I start giving them the course material? You are adding value to them. Can they take away the course material instead of sending, a lot of us are still manual in our life. Can I give them the course material so that they have a pack to take away? Okay, can I say when they come for training, there is a free 2-month consultancy in their businesses for them? You're adding value. Okay, how can I reduce cost? Can I tell people to come on Zoom instead of me paying for venue, paying for facilitator to drive down to the venue, paying for the PA system, the projector, if I need to do it physically? You understand? If I render the training on Zoom and I ask people to pay the same cost, and I say, oh, as part of the training, there is an internet cost. I'm giving you back 20% of the cost as a cost of internet. You see the way you are trying to reduce cost. So you are taking away a bigger chunk of cost on venue, projector, facilitator to drive down, facilitator honorarium can reduce because he's going to stay in the comfort of his home to service you. You understand? So your profit goes up from there. Let's move on. There are 4 books. When you are starting a business, I'm sure the accountant will have told you, your P&L, or what some people refer to as your balance sheet. In your balance sheet, you look at your asset liability. In accounting, there is another book called the income statement. Income statement, as a sample I tried to show on the slide, it looks at your revenue, your costs, and what are your earnings. You understand? There's another book called statement of equity and your cash flow. The cash flow shows you how money comes in and goes out, how much of money that comes in is debt. You understand? I'm sure when we are building our business plan, or the accountants, when they are coming to talk to you, will delve more. But what concerns you for this course is your income statement. I tried to show an example here that shows sales, cost of goods sold, and it shows the inventory, the cost incurred, and how they arrive at the total revenue at the end of the day. The same concept as a small business that you must have. A lot of us, you will follow what I call the bandwagon effect. when we are coming into business. Oh, my friend Janet is into makeup, and we undergo internship somewhere, so I need to start my own makeup businesses. Janet will have mastered all this part of the business, and you are not mastering, but you are charging the same price as Janet. At the end of the second month, I'm sure you want to close your office and say, wow, it's not profitable, but you still see Janet in the business. So, but if you master this part of the business very well, you understand your income statement, or you are able to build an imaginary income statement, you will be able to know when you are dipping or where you are going. So the income statement equation is the first one. Profit is equal to your revenue minus costs. How do you get revenue in a business? Your revenue starts from what you charge your customer for offering a particular value proposition. So you are giving a value and you are charging a price to a customer, and they are paying that price. So your revenue actually comes from your price, which is per unit. So your total revenue is what you charge per one times the total number of units you make in a particular time. You are referring to that revenue. For a day, I sell bread. A loaf of bread costs $1. If I sell 1,000 units in a day, my total revenue for that day is $1,000. You can see why price is essential there. If I change that price to $0.5, I'm not going to have $1,000. My revenue for that day will change to $500. So price becomes an important element of our business from here. But in the income equation, it says your profit is actually your revenue minus cost. For you to get that loaf of bread, are you picking from a supplier who sells to you at a lower cost and you are marking up to sell? You don't own a bakery, so you pick it from a bakery. You're picking at a certain cost, let's assume $0.3, and you are selling at $0.5. There is a 0.2 in between. So you are selling 0.5, which is your revenue, minus the cost 0.3. So your profit is 0.2 when you sell a loaf of bread, in quotes. There is a part of this training that will tell us that is not really profit. There is something we'll call it. So, but on the top line, you can assume that is how much I make on every loaf that I sell for $0.5, I make $0.2. So, but there are some costs that you incur aside buying that bread from the bakery. Do the bakery supply to your own store? You need to ask yourself. Or you pay a delivery man to go and pick from the bakery, but there is a lump sum you pay the delivery man. For every 1,000 loaf the guy brings, you pay him $10. That is an extra cost. So how can you divide the $1,000, the $10 on the freight, what I'll call freight cost, by the unit of bread, and able to put it on each loaf? Because the day your delivery man increases the cost of freight or the cost of delivery to you, you may not change the price because you are not keeping any book to show you that you are incurring extra costs, which is part of the mistakes that most small businesses make. When their cost is changing, they don't realize because they follow the bandwagon effect. Everybody is charging $0.5. I need to charge $0.5. But there's a time your cost will have changed and you are dipping your profit that you may not realize. That is the essence of this masterclass session. So let's go practical. I'm going further. I try to create this story I told now in this table. Look at, there are two products. I'll say product A is sold by Sheyi and product B is sold by me. We are both charging the customer $10. Sheyi's cost is $5.75. And underneath is Sheyi purchases at $4 per item. The packaging cost is $1.75. We have the same packaging cost, but I'm able to buy my own at $3.75. If both of us sell at $10, you can see what I get. I call this margin because it's still not my profits at the end of the day. I will show you how that works. I will make $4.5. Why should you make $4.25? Assuming on the second table, because I see more people buying from Sheyi, I have decided to go and buy product A from where Sheyi buys from. And I still buy product B from where I buy from. And I'm selling the two products at the same price. Instead of me increasing the unit of product B that I sell, but because I see people buying from Sheyi, I thought I could sell to the same people, and I mix my products. I was going to buy 1,000 each of the two products, or 100 each, sorry, 100 each of the two products. So if I buy 100 each of Sheyi, that means I will have incurred 575. If I buy 100 of my own, I will have increased 550, but I'm going to sell at the same price. If I sell the two at the same price, I will have been using one profit or one margin to cure for another one. These are mistakes we make in our businesses. I always tell people, you don't need to copy anybody. Look at the product with good margin. So if I were you and I have this kind of scenario, product B is what I will go for most of the time. I will make sure I do every marketing like they taught us in our digital marketing. How do I make product B attractive to my customer so that I can push more volume of product B? So if I push more product B than product A, there is a $0.25 that comes to my purse. So your margin, intuitively, I'm saying, is your price minus your direct cost. Go back. I said the cost element becomes 2. So your fixed cost usually will be the cost of your space, the cost of your, some costs that don't change, the cost of power in your store, the cost of communication, what you pay for. You know, some of us incur the same cost on Instagram marketing, Facebook marketing. They become fixed cost to you. It doesn't change. Every month you pay Facebook $10, Instagram $10. You pay the cost of your store. It's fixed. Whether you sell or not, these costs are fixed. So this kind of costs, usually you don't consider when you are calculating your margin. You put the cost I call variable cost. Variable costs are costs that come directly for you to create that product. So there are costs like cost of freight that I make mention, your packaging cost, the cost of making that product directly. If you are the person that makes, you know, some of you sell beauty products. So the cost of inputs may vary because some of the inputs you buy from abroad, dollar escalation may affect your costs. So you need to consider these costs when you are doing this calculation I did here. Direct costs of production can vary monthly. So why is your price constant? That's a question I ask some of those small businesses I talk to. So your inputs has increased by 10%. Your price still remains at what it is. A lot of us most times reduce our price because we want to sell more. Price is a lever, but it's not a lever you can always pull to win or to increase your revenue most of the time. In as much as you drop your price, you are bleeding your profitability. If you come back to this equation, if you drop the price here, your revenue is likely going to drop if you are not increasing your volume. Some of you are selling the same volume every other month. I sell egg. I only sell 100 crates every other time because there is COVID. And you think you're going to have gluts, you drop your price. Somebody who is smart somewhere, pick all your product from you. Instead of you getting your usual $100, you got $70. You will have dipped what is supposed to come to you. That $30 that you gave out is your profit. You gave it out. So how do you innovate on your cost, on your price, to be able to do what I call price optimization? A lot of us in the corporate world, we do this. I'm sure internet service looks very cheap to some of us, but there's something behind it that they do. They try to make you You know, that's what we call usage. Use more during this period so that you can pay more. And behind it is what we call throttling. So they increase your frequency of use behind it. So some of you say, well, I bought 1 gig yesterday, I finished it. But I used to use it for 2 hours before. Why have I exhausted the 10 gig just now? The same thing you can do in your line of businesses without cheating people, without doing anything illegal. So people come to you for service, you render services and you charge per hour. During this period that you are going to be with them virtually, you can still charge them for the same hour without driving to them or meeting in a cozy hotel restaurant. You can still charge them the same amount. You're in your home. Sometimes you're not even wearing pants, but you're just wearing the top. You have not taken your bath in the comfort of your home, and you're still charging the same bill. You're saving on cost. That is price optimization. Post-COVID, you can continue the same way. I'm sure your customer too will want to be in the comfort of their home, and you're still consulting for them the same way we are having this masterclass. So let's go further to I would say the theory. I'll come back to my Michael elements later to back this up. So one of my Michael elements says, this class will have taught us about marketing mix. So part of the marketing mix says there are 4 P's. I've extended it to many P's in my own life. 4 P's, you have the products, you have the price, you must back it up with promotion, and you must have a place to sell, your channel of selling. So your channel can be on for you. I'm still coming back to margin and equity. I've seen a question somebody posted. Okay, I'll talk about the depreciation, what you can use later on, but let's go through the theory first. So when you have the product, there is always what we call willingness to pay. Every customer are not the same. I am Wale, Sheyi is Sheyi. Because Sheyi earns more than me, Sheyi will be able to pay for a pen that I sell $5, $1. If I sell in a different channel to Sheyi, yes, I've seen this work. A lot of us will buy some things online, and some people will go to certain open market and still buy the same product cheaper. And we say, I bought that same product, you know, that you have. I bought it from someone else, less than what you told me they sell on Jumia, on Konga, or eBay, or on Amazon. Why? Because the willingness to pay of the person buying, he has that money. That is affordability to him. So affordability is a function of who is buying. And initially I said, you don't pull price as a lever to win revenue. Because when you understand the customer you are servicing, you must be able to segment your customers. Okay, there are some customers I will call high value customer, and I will say medium value customer, I will say low value customer. The low value customer, usually I will say they are the mass market. The mass market customer, okay, I will charge them like my competition. But because I have a channel, I have exclusivity of that channel. When I go to that office to sell to them, they see what I sell as the best. That is an opportunity for you to price differently because you have already won their loyalty to your side. There is a willingness to pay that they have, or they will always want to pay whatever you charge them. And there's some people on another channel, your e-channel customers, because your marketing on Instagram has been able to target them very well, they will pay anything you charge them. You understand? So how can you build these guys differently? That your 0.5 breads can be built 0.7 to certain customer because they have accepted that you deliver to their homes and you are delivering by yourself in your own car. You can forgo the costs. Some people that will come to your store who I will call the low value customer will buy at 0.5. Some people, you ask the logistic guy to pick and deliver to them, you charge them $1. You can see how you have 3 different prices for the same item to 3 different products, for 3 different categories of customers. At the end of the day, if you aggregate how many units of 0.7, how many units of $1 you're able to sell, how many units of $0.5 you're able to sell, you will have been able to optimize what comes to you as revenue. Let me see. Let's do some rough exercise here. Let me take my pen. I'll do something. I love to write in pen. Text. I'll take this format. Let me write in red. So I will say, sorry, pen. Where's my pen? Oh, okay. Go. So I will say text. I will say high value customer 0.5, and I'm able to sell 10 units. You can see that will give me $5. I will say medium value customer, I'm able to sell 0.3. So let me come here and say I sell 0.7 to them. These are the 0.5. Then I sell another 10 to these guys. This will come to 7. You know, I sell another 5 here. It gives me, it's the same product, but you are trying to optimize or be innovative your price. So I sell to this guy because I need them. I'm able to sell 10. So I get 0.3. So if we add everything here, so you will have been able to get 15 as your total income. Yeah. So assume you buy that product for 0.2, the 30 product that you sold. So this will give you 30 times this, that will give 2, that will give 6. This will have cost you $6. Your competition, they are selling, everybody, they are selling 0.3. So you could have sold the 30 for $9. Smart to identify different category of customers. Oh, the guys that you sell in their homes, you're able to sell at these. Instead of getting, now your revenue will be what? What is your income? Your price. So now your profit will be what? Sorry. This is your revenue now. This is your own R. This is your revenue. Is this. This is your cost. C is this. Are we following? This is your cost now. Yeah. So your profit now, your P will be, this is your revenue, 15, minus your 15, minus your cost, 6. And you arrive at what? A profit of 9. But your competition, your other guys, let me call your own P1. So your P normal, P star, this is what every other person selling the same bread you sell will make. They are 9 naira minus 6 naira. All of them, many of them will make 3, but you are making times 3 of what they are making because you are smart in identifying these different categories of customers you have. This is innovative way of pricing. You have some category of customers who are corporate customers. They've respected you. You've won they have affinity for you. You can charge them high at premium. I call them premium pricing. Some people, they don't need packaging because there is a cost to your packaging. Can you charge them, remove the cost of packaging and charge them what you charge them? You understand? You charge them lower than the cost, the guy that would need premium pricing, they need the packaging, they need, all those paparazzi. Then there are some other people, you can still charge them a little above your costs and you're not making any losses. And because your next store is charging that price, you can still charge them. Yeah, I call them mass market, the mass customer. You see the simple example of what we've just done. So you are making times 3 of what the other people are making because you are smarter in your pricing. But this is just the practical example. The same way I told my Michael, who makes 40 shirts, to do for me. Michael will have changed the price to me from the 4,000. He will have been selling to me 4,000, and he will charge the guys here, the other guy that is trying to win, or the new customer, because sometimes when you are winning new customer, you can charge them, lower to attract them, to win them from your competition. Something we call penetration pricing. I don't want to discuss all those buzzwords or big grammar here, but penetration pricing to say is charge what your next competition is charging. You're still coming to the part of this. I can charge here 2,750, and at the end of the day, I will make more money than somebody who charges 2,500 to everybody. So let's go out of this slide. Thank you. And go to the next slide. Clean this. Okay. Where is our eraser, Oshay? Okay, I've seen.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go out and move on. Select. Okay. We are out of here. Oh, what's wrong? So we are going next to what I call, how do you view your pricing? There are 3 ways a potential business must view the price. You are viewing from your customer side. How much is my customer willing to pay? Which is what I narrated now. And there are so many things that will determine how much your customer will pay. Affordability. They are not the same. Everyone sees value in different ways. So you picture them, okay, Wale is not, he doesn't he's just, he works in a big bank, he's a senior manager there. If I charge him small, his perception of value, he will think I'm not selling anything authentic, something like that, So you can give Wale that appreciable price for him, because that's the same way he's going to picture the value, and his willingness to pay is equal to that price. Then you can price because the customers are within a different channel. Someone that walks into your store, you can charge differently. Someone that comes to your online store, you can charge differently. Somebody that you're going to deliver to, because there is an added cost of delivery cost to that guy, you will charge differently. You understand? And customers to make purchasing decision based on several things. I said affordability. It looks at the aesthetic. Oh, look at the packaging of the product. Wow. Then he has tested it before. So there's a value. He's holding a value. You understand? So there's another lens called, I call it economics. The economics of pricing. What is the economics of pricing? There is a demand and there is a supply. Everybody in my generation who are ladies are makeup artists. Who is going to patronize them when all of you are makeup artists? I can tell you there is likely going to be oversupply in the MUA business. Is that not what you call it, MUA? Yeah. So how do you, as a supplier of makeup, differentiate your offering so that your customer can have a different perception of what you have to offer? So a typical makeup artist in this part of the world where I live will make your edge hair for you, will make your face, will do your eyelashes. That's all. And they will build you. If you try edge hair, they will make your edge hair and they will build you. Can you add another layer to your own and say, after party, can I come and clean it off you? Because some people don't want to, they don't want to sleep with those things and they don't know how to clean them off. And you say, okay, and you introduce a line in your invoice and say, okay, cleaning, then that can, so another innovation, I say, bill it for 10 and say, I'll give you a discount of 10. It's a smart way to say, I'm not charging you for that. Would that attract more people to you? Because you need to find out in your space, because we are not all doing the same thing. Like my tailor would tell me, if you make 5 shirts, you get 1 extra. It's an innovative way. So the guy may have charged me 10% more on each 5 I'm billing, and he's getting 50% of that extra. So what I find out he makes extra for me is the extra he makes is actually one of those colors I have. So it's smart way, instead of having that material at home, we just use the excess material for me. Yes, someone asked this question. Let's quickly take some of these questions. He said, a middle customer can tell a high value customer that the price is 5 and not 7. Yes, it's possible. And that's part of what you are supposed to do. You should know the customer are usually, I would say, exclusive now. They don't know each other. The guy that is a top ranking senior executive somewhere may not have intersection with the guy who is just an office assistant. And the guy in Ikoyi that you serve as high value may not be able to have an interaction with the guy who lives in the suburb of the town. So you must be able to determine your criteria for segmenting your customers so that this won't crop up. Anonymous attendee, your name is not there. So how about those in production business? Won't standard be? Yeah, so in production business, this is what people do. That's what we call SKU size. So you can differentiate within your SKU size to offer different pricing. So a perfume can come in 100 ml and another one come in 75 ml. If you are not smart to check the pricing, most times buy the perfume that comes in higher ml are cheaper than the ones that come in lower ml. But because of affordability, most people will pick the one of 50 ml, 50 ml, 50 ml. Because if you put 250 ml together, you will have paid like more for 100 ml. But most times, customers don't notice, and that's why people play with SKU in production. You will do packaging of 50 ml, you will do packaging of 75 ml, you will do packaging of 50 ml. So if you charge 1,000 naira for 50 ml, for 100 ml, you can charge 800 for 75 ml and charge 600 or 650 for 50 ml. That's what you play with. SKU size is what you play with in packaging. So that the 3 categories of customers. So if I come, I'm a high value customer, I want to go for 100 ml because I can afford it at 1,000. And I still want to wear the same brand of perfume, but I cannot afford 1,000. So I saw a 600 ml, a 600 for the 50 ml, it will pick it. So the SKU size differentiate your customer. So if you have 2 customers buying 50 ml too, you will have earned more. When you do your margin analysis, you will have earned more because the packaging for a small size will be lesser, you understand, than the packaging for a bigger SKU. So that is the way you can innovate there. How can this pricing method work with online businesses? Thank you. A lot of online businesses sell on different online channels. Some people will sell even within a certain community. Some people have their Instagram community. They've built loyalty and affinity on that community. Whatever they offer on that community, people take the price. So they are going to offer different price because in the marketplace, nobody knows they are the ones that offer that price when they are selling on Jumia, because Jumia may not display your name. And so people will not know you are the same one who is selling 100 to them on the community because they've already trusted you, built that community over the years, that you're selling 75 on Jumia. You understand? So you need to understand how community works, the online channel work. Sometimes you have 2 different marketplaces. You can be on Konga, you can be on Amazon, because Amazon gives you that Forex advantage. Yes, you're sure what you're selling 100 naira in Nigeria can be sold for $0.2 on Amazon at the same time. So if you convert that, you are actually earning times 2 of what you are earning selling in naira in Nigeria, or you are getting your money back. So you need to understand the online space to offer. Online, yes, SKU work too on online, I'm sure. So let me quickly pick this. How do we retain loyal customers? So to retain loyal customer, we are coming there. Let me go to the lenses. So the economics look at what? When you look at your economics, you're looking at the costs to you. What are you going to get as margin? If I sell 100 ml of the perfume and the 50 ml, it's going to come based on the calculation we did initially. The cost of production is for the two is different. What is the demand and supply? You have certain customers, 10 of them, who can request for 100 shirts every month. So you are sure of a demand of those customers every month. So how can you get extra demand so that you can meet or you can increase your profitability based on your revenue target? You need to be aware of that. So, and like I said, you know, in your target market analysis, that will make you understand your supply. Within this location or within this community where you operate, do you have another supplier who is offering a better price than you? You need to carry out an intelligence on that supplier. Or is that supplier getting the fabric somewhere that you don't know? In Nigeria, people say when you go to a bar, you get cheaper fabric than you are buying from people in Lagos. I don't know, but that's what I hear, the story I hear. So you can offer incentives. You know, I told you, what are the incentives? My tailor offers me 1 extra shirt on every 5. So he wants me to be buying in bulk. So the bulk is pack of 5 and I get 1. So 6 for 5. That is an incentive that attracts customers. So for that person that asks question on loyal customer, that can be an incentive on table for you. You need to look at what your competition is offering. Who are your competitors? Like I said, you are not operating or you are not trading in a vacuum. What are your competitions offering? You need to understand their value proposition. You understand? Because if you don't understand the value proposition, you are likely going to be throwing values away. You're likely going to be throwing values away if you don't understand the value proposition. So what are the things you look out for in the competition? So if they're not buying from you, what's the next best alternative available for them to buy? So today, let me use, I consulted for a lady. She sells a wig, ladies wig. From her, I found out that the wigs comes in different quality. There are some we call Brazilian hair. There are some you call lace wigs. Some are made locally. I never knew. I found out from her. So we're trying to segment our products so that we can compare what she has to what other people are selling. And we found out that the next best alternative that are selling cheaper are not even as good as what she makes, the local one. They are not as full as our own, but they are offering it cheaper on another channel, and she feels she's charging too much. And I said, okay, let's go and buy the same product and compare. When we bought, we found out that it's not as full as that. The lining shows when you put on the wig, and I said, you see the hedge. So in your value proposition communication, this is what you are going to communicate to attract your customer. So know about the market prices. We find out that those guys are offering cheaper. Do we have to offer cheaper when we have a quality product? You need to know about this as well. Let's go through these questions, more of these questions. Okay, I've answered these. How about those in online? So I've answered that too. Agricultural products. Yeah. If you are in the agricultural business, you need to understand the value chain. Do you want to sell directly to the end user, or you want to sell to off-takers, or you want to sell to, because now you have agri-tech platform. You want to sell to the agri-tech platform so that you have a bulk buying agreement with the agri-tech platform. You don't need, so you are sure of anytime you're harvesting, your product are off the shelf. Because if you are selling to the end users, you need to create the channel to sell to the end user. And you need to be sure you are selling everything so that you don't lose some of your produce because they are perishables. But if you are, so you need to understand the value chain. I used to do poultry. So when I used to make, I do broilers, I sell directly to the off-taker at the end of my harvest. After 8 weeks, there's an off-taker that pick up my bets. I don't get worried. So my business plan only accommodates for 8 weeks. And I know I get my money in bulks. So you need to create a value chain or understand your value chain and know where you want to terminate your selling. For the based on pricing of what of people making shoes? Yeah, shoes come with different leathers. So do you want to make the lowest leather or the highest category of leather so that you can show to your customer that this comes with raw leather or what I call grade 2 leather? Do you want to use it? So you differentiate with the leather type or the sole of the shoes. There are leather soles and there are plastic soles. So, and before you do this, you need to know what your customers are looking for. So at this point, guys, let me take off my camera because I need to, Shay, hope you don't mind. First, I want to stop my video while I'm still talking. I need to break my fast. I'm sure I'm permitted. I don't want to be drinking while I'm talking. Am I permitted? Thank you. So the next question say, how can one appreciate customer that has been consistent with buying? I made mention of what we call incentive earlier on. You can offer incentive to your loyal customers because they are the mainstay of your business. And let me tell you guys, it is very cheap to retain your customer. So always keep your loyal customers than getting a newer customer. Is expensive because you need to pay so much on Instagram and Facebook for you to acquire new customer. So always keep your loyal customer. Try and speak to them, engage them. What about book pricing? This is a very lovely one because I'm almost publishing an ebook and I have a dilemma in this arena too to price my ebook. How do I know people will accept my price? That's a question that should come to mind. Except you have a kind of ebook that you're trying to publish. If it's ebook, but if it's a physical book, there are books in your category. You need to check how many pages do those books have. What is the quality of paper? And what is the quality of the backpack? Does it come with hard backpack or does it come with just soft backpack with cardboard? So you need to understand. Then you need to meet up with different printers to give you costs. Because if you have just one printer, you may just be doing yourself more harm than advantage. So you need to understand how it works in your space for a blue printer. And that's why I spoke about supply earlier on. Supply too comes from your own side. What fits into your business? You need to understand that business. Sometimes all of us we ask a supplier to be supplying to us, and the supplier will always once they know we are comfortable with them, they will start playing with you. They'll start changing the price. When some people are offering lower prices, they may be offering you, can you buy in bulk to save on costs to you too? So you know white shirts is something that white can never fail anybody. Black will always be. Can you buy your black or white fabric in bulk so that you don't have to go to market every other time to buy those fabrics when people need white shirts? You already have it at home because the value of money keeps changing. So the value of a dollar 2 months ago in Nigeria, in Naira, is 360. But today is about 420, 430. Imagine you are bought bulk at 360 value. You will have saved over 50 Naira today. And you still charge more to your customer. So that's understanding demand at the supply side of your own business. So what of food business? So understand the input into your businesses. I made mention of buying in bulk. For food businesses, usually it works for you when you buy in bulk. Understand your supply chain too. Why do you own a store when you can cook from your kitchen and you deliver to homes? Leverage marketplaces to supply your food. For quite 2 years now, my lunch at work is always through Jumia Food. I bought from different restaurants that I've never been to. And I can tell you the best sandwiches in Lagos. I can tell you who offers the best smoothie. You understand? So you can leverage some of those things instead of incurring cost on having a location, and you may be paying so much in certain cities of the world. Can you leverage soft packaging if you want to sell online? Because there are different types of, I've seen bulk packaging, I've seen disposable. There are some people who always say, can you send your own plate to collect your food? Yeah, I've seen a channel that say, can I send my, if I said they will reduce the price for me, and I'm like, oh, really? That's fine. For school businesses, sometimes ago, I was speaking to school proprietors, and they were asking me that it's very hard for some of them to win new pupils to come to their schools. And I asked them that, so what happened on being innovative with their bills? So how can I be innovative? So if I need at the beginning of the term, and I want to win over new pupils to switch over from another school to my school, for the first time you are coming in, I will bill you for school bus and I give you back that value as a discount. I will sit you down as a parent and say, okay, because we are trying to make you know that our school is the best, you pay me full cost of school fees. But for the first time, I will offer you school bus free. Just for one pupil, it won't kill you. Or a parent that has 2 or 3 children coming to your school, how can you make that parent to have a discount on the bill? Can you charge school bus for 2 instead of for the 3 children? That's an innovative way of doing it. Or can you ask the parents to pay you during the holiday and you give certain discount that are owing you money till the end of the term? You know, you need to know, put your calculations to bear and understand, if you pick the money full cost with 10% discount and you invest that money before the school resumes, can you hand that discount back? You understand? So you must be able to know, I just said 10%, it may not be 10%, it may be 5%, maybe 3%. And if you put that money into another investment, you are earning 5%. Can you trade off 3% or 5% you are earning? If the parent can pay you, I bargain down with my the school my children goes to. I tell the proprietor, if I pay you during the holiday, can you give me certain discounts? I'm a smart guy. I want to pay less. And they look at it that, or else I pay at the end of the term like other parents. And say, okay, Mr. Salami, can you pay me now? And I will smile. Because there is a value I want to get. And there is a value she's looking at you to accept from me too. You understand? So you must be able to understand, sir. So let's move on. So I'll come back to the question. So market prices. So you need to understand what your competition are pricing for you to know you're not pricing too much and you're not pricing because there are a lot of competition. Not everybody will price rock bottom. So you need to price a little above or not below the average. So if you check like 4 or 5 or 10 people within your category, what is the average? I talk about innovation. You can innovate on your packaging. Today, I ask a lot of people, why do you put in carton and you still put in nylon to deliver? There are 2 costs you are burning. Pick one of the 2. The packaging end up in people's dustbin. Nobody keeps your packaging. Serious day. So you can start reducing your costs from looking at those 2 options. Oh, can you make the nylon something that, instead of the now paper is cheaper, can you use a paper packaging and you wrap it well? And there's a sticker that you put on it for your brand, so that you manage your cost. Because a lot of us, we play with cost because we want to copy the next guy. Oh, Sheyi is doing her own like this. I want to do my own like this. But your customer are actually not looking, is the satisfaction they are checking out for. Let's move on. I've spoken too much. So I want to I'm coming to the end of the whole presentation, really. So post-COVID, for us, small businesses, Three things I call 3 C's is going to work for us. The first one is cash. Every small business has learned during this time that if you don't make money, you are dead. Post-COVID, cash is essential. You have been doing your businesses on credit. How many people can pay you? Some people promise you in January. In Nigeria, we started, I have been at home I'm running my 8 weeks now. I know, okay, let's assume from April. Most people have been at home from April. And someone you sold to in first week of March promised you April to pay. The same guy, the company did not pay him salary. Selling on credit is too much risk. Post-COVID, rather give discounts. So I'm a pricing manager. Let me tell you what we do where I work. If you are ready to pay us cash now, we'll give you something than you buying on credit from us. Because we find out that cash is king. Cash is king. Post-COVID, create a scheme that says, if you are paying me cash now, I will collect 2,000. If you are owing me a month, because if I go to bank and borrow money for a month, roughly you have about 1.3 to 1.5. That's what you're paying as cost of credit. If you are paying me in 1 month, I'm charging you 5% extra. Pay me my 100 naira now, you pay me 105 after 1 month. Or pay me 95 naira now and pay me 105 after 1 month. Because everybody know value of money. A lot of people will run to pay you your 95 naira now. They are owing you because they actually have that money. So post-COVID, cash is king for you. You must know how you collect your cash. I've just given you 2 examples now. And for the people that run school businesses, I just gave you an example too. Post-COVID, can you ask parents to pay during the holiday? Like me now, I have rushed to pay school fees. Look at the students that are still on holiday, compulsory holiday. I could have invested my money. Look at how it works. It's good for the proprietress because she can invest in some instruments during these 2 months. I could have invested that money too and you see the difference? Post-COVID, know how to collect your cash. The second C is your costs. A lot of us are carrying unnecessary costs. I give you an example of packaging. Some people are doing businesses. They have box package, they have nylon packaging, they have 3 kind of wrappings for a product. I can even design a proposition. I would say, without packaging, with packaging, I'm still collecting my normal price. I will charge you my extra cost of packaging on the other value. And I will show you the beautiful packaging. It is who offered to take that packaging. Why do I deliver to you and I'm trying to be a good boy and I'm not charging for the cost of freight? Some 2 days ago, I was attending a session by Flutter Wave, and they have a Flutter Wave shop now. So they've created a channel where people can sell. Their logistics service will come and pick from you to go and deliver to your customer. They will bill your customer. Why don't you lock onto channels like this so that you don't incur cost of freight? So on your invoice, create cost of freight. Let it be shown that customer is paying for cost of freight. So your value proposition can be pick it from my store at this rate, or we deliver to you and you pay this price. So you have 2 prices that are distinctive. You understand? So somebody is not assuming you are delivering at the same price. Let's check before the last C. Let's check the question that we have. Can you expatiate on eatery business? Sheyi, do you permit me to take some people out of this class?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Consultancy. So Bimbo, I'm not going to bill them because of the platform.
Okay.
For 2 weeks, I'll be available on email or on Zoom or email, or we do WhatsApp back and forth. Okay. For Bimbo Ileri, Bimbo, I can take you on this part so that we don't take so much time.
You know what we can do, Wale? We have a
Yes.
WhatsApp platform so that others who can
Fantastic.
benefit from the
I can
answers that you
continue on that
provide.
platform.
Yes,
You
yes. So
understand?
we'll add you to the platform.
For the person that run clinic business, because I'm looking to run this post-COVID, this is one of the businesses that will be selling more. Health will be
Absolutely.
another business. Let's take it on that business too. Olanire Adiola. Let's take it on the outside this room on the WhatsApp platform. Thank you for the session segregation. Okay. How can I quantify my creativity? Thank you very much. A lot of us that render, you know, create what I call services are unable to bill for our services. So in my spare time, I do small business consulting, and I charge you per hour. And when I'm talking to you in a restaurant, you pick the bill. I don't eat much. I take tea. You know, you pick the bill and you pay me per hour. I will make sure I'm telling you I'm going to take you for 1 hour. If you're extending, you pay me. I will increase that rate for the second hour. You understand? I have mastered that over the years. So for a tailor, let me give you an instance of what I did in my tailor. Let's go back to that, my sheet, my blank sheets. That my blank sheets before the next C. Yeah. Okay, let me take the third C, then I'll come back to that calculation. The third C is communication. You know, sorry, excuse me. In our marketing mix, I'm sure we learned about the 4 major P's: pricing, products, promotion, and place. Promotion, communication is part of promotion. You need to communicate more. And this is marketing now. Offline, online. And when you're communicating now, I want to be blank. A lot of us are not communicating our value proposition the way we should be communicating. Post-COVID, you need to communicate your value proposition clearly, distinctively, saying what you are offering and how you are different from the next best alternative they are always looking out for. And please, you know, there is something there is a class I used to run. I use the business canvas, business model canvas to run it, and value propositioning is one of those classes. There's a way you coin it. You know, my product gives or provides this XYZ satisfaction. You know, you have to be specific. You know, specificity of your value proposition. You have to say, our shirts are made with qualitative fabrics that can last 10 years. You know, now somebody will be wondering, really, I'll buy this shirt for 4K and it can last 10 years. You know, or you buy our shirts. It's bespoke, we tailor to suits. You know, there's a way you coin it. Communication should be essential. Because a lot of us don't communicate with customers and we assume they should know what we meant. It's not right. I have a wife who is a small business owner. You know, she assumes our customers sees her mind. And I say, hey, Mrs. Salami, come. No. Send an SMS to say prices has changed because Forex impacts what you do. Be explicit. It is called disclosure. When you master it and you do it well, they respect you for it. So post-COVID, cash, cost, and communication are essential. Don't joke with it. So let's recap. For profitability to grow, price is an essential factor to consider. It's a big lever. It's a critical element of your marketing mix that everybody will make mention of when they're talking about marketing. But we have seen how essential price is, even to your finance. So because price will determine your revenue. Price times your volume will give you your revenue. So the higher the price goes, the more revenue, assuming you are going to sell the same volume every other month. And we also find out that for your profit to grow, is either you are increasing on price or you are decreasing on your costs. And I've made mention of some things or some ways you can manage your costs. I've made mention of several examples how you can manage your costs. Let me flip through some of these questions if there's something I can use to explain this. Online marketing. What is your view of credit sales? I think I've dealt with this. My example with cash is king. Talk about revenue. How do we deal with value depreciation of goods and services? Yes. In your income statement, you know, let's say you are moving from month 1 to month 2. Whatever you have in your warehouse, if you are taking it to the next month, you're actually going to depreciate that value. Every business accounting method of depreciation, you can assume your own depreciation method. Some people will say you depreciate car, like in accounting, you depreciate car 20% every year. And some companies will say they depreciate their own, the car will be in 4 years, it will be zero value. Some companies will say 5 years, it will be zero value. So in your own business, if you sell perishable, like who is in agribusiness, a mango, by the 3rd day, maybe zero value. You can imagine if you are not finished selling your harvest for that month, its depreciation will be 100% next month because it's rotten, it will be manure. You understand? A pair of shoe is not a perishable. But in your income statement, your accountant can say, let's depreciate it. But in actual selling, you can actually sell more than what you should have sold 1 year ago. That's simply, I can take different categories to explain that where we are in the WhatsApp group. So let's go back. So price is an essential element of our profitability. And we should not play on price because it is not the only lever we have to play. We have products to play with. I gave you an example how we can play with SKU size. You can do 100 mil, 50 gram, 10 gram, you know, and put prices that when you combine, multiple of those prices will be more than what you are supposed to get. I remember when I was joining cement business, and I found out that in Nigeria, you only see cement bag in 50 kg. And when I go abroad, I see cement like a daily need in supermarket, and we don't see cement in ShopRite in Nigeria. And I asked my employer, you know, when they were recruiting me then, why don't we have cement in 10 kg bags and we position it as a daily need product? It's a question they've not answered me till today. I'm sure if somebody is here and is thinking right, you can buy my cement and go and repack and you sell in supermarket. It's possible. Yes, it's possible. And it becomes daily need because some of us want to do repair in our houses and you buy 50 kg. The remaining one you will waste. You will have expended 2.5. And you're just using maybe a scoop of it. And you waste the remaining maybe 80% of the volume. I could have gone to supermarket and pick a small quantity, you know, and use it at home and I'm satisfied. But people are still, I know that's where the industry will go to, you know. But if somebody is here, you can be faster, you know. So you can play on SKU, you know, to get more value rather than dropping your price all the time. And I made mention of knowing your customer too. It's critical. If you know your customer, you can segment your customer and you offer different prices to your customer. You know, it makes you to do what we call price optimization. You know, so when you aggregate your revenue, you find out that you get more revenue than selling flat pricing to all the customers. You understand? So it's essential you understand your markets, understand your competition, because you must price within the market average. A little bit above the market average is fine most of the time. I always say, if you're not doing the market average, do a little bit above the market so you can be better profitably than your competition. You understand? So there's what we call price innovation too. price innovation comes with smart pricing. Let me give you an example of smart pricing. Smart pricing can be like this. There is a product nobody picks. There are some of you that offers a wig, and you have a cleaner, a kit to clean wigs in your store. You've had it over the years. People are not buying. How can you bundle that kit with the wig so that you can move that volume of the kit off your shelf? To the customer, it looks as attractive. So part of what you are selling, the wig maybe is 20, and the price normally of that thing that has been in your store, you've depreciated over the time, is 5. Can you put that 5 over the 20? Instead of charging 25, can you drop it for 23? Some customer will perceive that pricing as very valuable to them. I think, wow, that kit that they sell 5 plus the wig, and I'm taking it at 22 or 23. But to you, you will have been able to move much of that thing that has been on your shelf. You've depreciated over the months, and you get good volume for it because you are not going to. Sometimes you are just dropping. And for you, some of you that have loyal customers, can you offer some item that you know have been on the shelf over the time as a bonus when they are picking things from you? That's another way to keep your customers. So essentially, while you understand your price, your costs to drive your revenue and profitability, your customer, the economy, demand and supply, the competition space is also or are key drivers for you to remain profitable, and you must be abreast of it. And doing all this, you must keep your numbers. A lot of us don't keep numbers, and that's why we end up closing our businesses after 6 months. Because if you don't keep your number to understand what your cost is and what is coming in as revenue to establish your profitability all the time, you will never know. Thank you very much. I hope I've been able to recap all I've said, so we can ask some more questions. And how many minutes do I have, Shay?
Well, our time is up actually.
Thank you very much. I hope I've not bored everybody.
Oh, I mean, I doubt it from the comments that we have in the chat room. I very much doubt it. But let me ask, when would you be available? Because I see a lot of questions. So can you give us like another, so let's fix a 30-minute period, or I mean, yes, minimum 30-minute period where you'll be available to answer questions on WhatsApp chat, and then we'll communicate it.
Tonight or later during the week?
Well, let's say, I mean, we can start tonight. Okay, so
we'll start, please. I'm available tonight till 10:30 p.m.
We'll start tonight. So we'll open up the chat room, ladies, for everyone to be able to chat. Wale, thank you so much. The passion with which you've answered these questions and you've taken the session is amazing. We really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, and thank you to everyone.
Yeah, let's allow you to go and get some food in your tummy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right then. So bye, ladies. We'll continue in the WhatsApp group.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah, bye, Wale. Thank you.
Bye. Yeah.